Oh.
Can you hear me all right, Kieran?
I can hear you now, mate. Yep, all good.
Good. How are you, son?
Well, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Beautiful morning here. Give me the weather report. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
But
lovely. As you can see behind me, it's a lovely day here at the London Stadium.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, you're doing all right.
Yeah, got permission to be here and everything. It's great. I love it.
Was that Rusty?
How's your
Rusty
week
B got
been,
you
son?
there, did he? Did Rusty B get you there?
Well, I borrowed his pass. Kind of like, put a couple of cushions under my jacket and I was in. It was great. So how's your week been? You've been to a wedding this week, I understand.
Yeah, mate. We drove down to northern New South Wales. The venue was. It was up in the mountains, next to a little town called Mullumbimby, and it's about half hour away from Byron Bay, which is quite a famous resort here. Well, a beach town. It's quite a famous one, very hippie-ish and trendy. But we were up in the mountains, about 700 meters up. So the view we had was absolutely spectacular of the whole hinterland, and in the background you could see the ocean. It was absolutely stunning venue they picked. Yeah. So yeah, beautiful 3-day sort of bender really, and I got back yesterday afternoon, feeling a little bit worse for wear, but it was a great 3 days.
Plenty of red and plenty of VBs, eh?
There was, mate. There was quite a lot.
Brilliant. Yeah. It's been quite a good week for me, I suppose, really. Started off, obviously, Sunday, played Fulham, went to the stadium, had a great day. Bumped into John Matomsky. Boys and girls, any of you watching, if you haven't already looked up John Matomsky and Iron Supporting Food Banks, please do. Great effort that they're putting to feed families in this crisis that we're facing now, this economic maelstrom that we're in. So, guys, look up that. I'm pretty sure there'll be a link somewhere attached to the channel somewhere. If not, look it up, give them a look, make a little donation if you can. It'd be lovely. I bumped into him, bumped into Gatesy and Duke and Hammerette, and it was just loads of people. Bumped into JP, WHUTV. Bumped into him. That was on the way away from the stadium. I always tend to bump into him after the games. It's the second time that's happened now. Yeah. But great day. Good win. Yeah. Lovely to see Skamaka score another goal. And, as soon as he put it in the back of the net and he didn't celebrate it at all, the whole crowd just sort of died down. It was spooky. Wow. Really, really spooky. And I bet it was. I mean, like from watching the replays, Kieran, you can see him say to Paqueta, "The flag's up." So,
but the flag didn't. I don't think the flag did come up. But what I took from it, watching it live here, and then I saw he just looked guilty. Skamaka looked guilty, sort of thinking they're going to disallow that when they really look at it, because on the stream I get here in Australia, mate. What they did at half time, they put a magnifier on that ball as it come up to his hand, and you can actually see it with that. You can see it hit his hand, and it did change the direction of the ball a little. And
it was minimal, and it was ball to hand, not hand to ball.
Yeah,
so, but the full letter of the law. No, but the full letter of the law is
it's a handball, but
it has to be hand to ball, doesn't it?
It doesn't. Yeah, but that doesn't apply anymore. I think the rule is that if a ball strikes your hand and leads to a goal, it's a handball, regardless whether you meant
to. That. I'll go and see him. Who was it?
I did, yeah. Well, we can see it every week now. People getting pinged for penalties and everything. And really, they don't mean to bloody handball it, but they're giving them. So I think he did touch his hand, but on the normal replay, you couldn't tell. And I think that's why VAR didn't give it. They couldn't decide whether it did or not until, say, on that thing where I'm watching, they magnified it up, and then you could actually see it. But anyway, we got away with that one. So,
well, yeah, he got away with it, but not only did he get away with it, it was a lovely finish. I mean, his finish, you couldn't fault it. He knew exactly where he wanted to put it, dipped it over the keeper. It was absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it was.
But, even the Antonio goal, that was a bit laughable, really, wasn't it? I mean, the way Fulham handled that was laughable, mate.
Man. They were just cock up, wasn't it?
Wasn't it just?
I didn't realise. I don't think anyone realised at the time. And at the end of that stream, when the game there, they showed the Antonio one as well, and he handballed it as well.
Did he? Oh yeah. When he sort of chested it and ran through.
Yeah, it hit his arm here. Hit his arm. He pushed it on, but they reckon because he had a shot. And because the defender touched it as well, then it came back off the keeper. Well, then the handball doesn't count. So it didn't make sense to me because it was clear handball.
But at the end of the day, mate, we were very fortunate. I say very fortunate with the VAR. For me, I just feel that the wheel stopped. The wheel of fortune stopped on us this week. Because normally we don't get them kinds of decisions,
No.
I mean, Fulham put up a valiant effort. Their goal was incredible. It was incredible.
He hit it.
He definitely cracked it. Right across the keeper. Absolutely stunning. And, in fairness, Fabianski weren't far away from it. He was... millimeters away from touching that.
I think most keepers will feel disappointed if they don't save that though, Budge. You should really get
don't get me wrong. I think
that doesn't take away from the.
I think Ariola may have got that. But
whatever. I mean, I think for him himself, Fabianski will feel disappointed that he didn't put a hand and put it over the bar. But the boy did crack it. Fucking hell, he put some power behind it. I think it just caught Fabianski out how quick it came. Anyway,
it was a really, really good finish, and I was behind the goal when he scored it, and I was quite high up, but I was behind the goal, and you could see that he was shaping up to have a go, and I'm thinking, come on, somebody intercept him.
Someone get in front. Yeah, that's the thing with defending like Zuma. Zuma was doing the right thing. He was pushing him down the line, not letting him come in. And he thought he'd done enough. And normally a shot from that angle, the keeper saves it. It's not normally an issue. Zuma thought he'd actually done his job, but the boy hit it that hard, it beat Fabianski, and that's it.
Yeah. Should we have a little look and see who's in the chat?
Go on then, mate.
All right, then let's have a little looky. Mr. Bong, first one through the door. James, good evening to you, sir, and the ever faithful Miss Happy Amaret. Hello, Happy. She's in Tenerife at the moment, so pick yourself up for making the show, sweetheart. Well done. Oi, Savaloys, and love that intro. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And that piece of music is really, really, really nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I like it. I got a gig when it comes on.
Yeah. Hello, Budgie, an original place.
Thank you. The original. You tell about me.
The original. Steve, West Ham United. Bell, he's in house. Good evening, Steve. And also Kevin. Good evening to you, Kevin. Forgot this was weekly. Catch it while you can. That's exactly right. I mean, don't get us wrong. I mean, you can catch it on, catch up and that on the channel. But yeah, it's always better to catch it live because you never know. We might get banned one week for something we've said, and you'll miss it. Anton's taking care of the chat for us, so good evening to you, Anton. Thank you. Yes, Happy, it is Anton. There he goes. Oi, you naughty lot, he says. Right, I'm actually not going to read out all of this stuff. But that looks really interesting. What does it say? Kane missed a penalty tonight. They still won though. Yeah, VAR for once worked in our favour. That is very true. That is very, very true. What's that? Clear as mud, says Steve. Look, he disappears all the time. Look, what's that? Filling up your coffee cup?
I had to flick the kettle on, mate. I've already filled it up. I flicked it on.
Well, I'll tell you what then.
I'm suffering 3-day hangover. I need tea into me.
I'll tell you what then. I'll give you a little subject to have a 30-second spiel on while I run out into the kitchen and grab myself a quick can of drink. What little subject can we get you chatting? I'll tell you what. Here we go. Look, you can open us up on this. The form of Mr. Gianluca Scamacca. Let us know what you think of his form. Where's that gone? I saw that just a minute ago. It was there. There it is. There you go. Right. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be back. Have a word about Scamacca.
Scamacca. My God, it's just... you know, we've been waiting so long to have a natural forward up front that just is clinical. And even though I don't think he had his... clinically, he didn't have his best game against Fulham. He snatched at a couple of chances, a couple of headers there maybe he should have buried. But he's getting there. And when he finished that, we saw a bit of finesse with that goal that he chipped the keeper with. Then you can actually see them. This is a striker. This is a boy that comes deep, like Harry Kane, picks the ball up late and uses it and tries not to lose it and keep the ball and then spin, get into the box. This is what we've been missing for quite a while. I love Antonio at West Ham. Antonio does what he's told by Moyes. I don't believe Antonio pulls out left and right because he feels like it. This is what Moyes wants him, as a fluid centre forward that moves to left, moves to right and involves.
I agree.
What he's got with Scamacca is a more central forward. And he's good at it. If we can use him, in the right way, mate, we've got 15 to 20 goals.
Well, my brother came round here earlier, and I was just about to watch a video called "The Game That Made West Ham" by Scamacca, right? And it's while he's playing with Sassuolo, and it's basically just the highlights of him. Someone's edited the game out and they've highlighted him and everything he did. Now, I'm not just saying this because we've now got him, but I can, if that is the game, and it probably isn't, but if that's the game that made us look at him as a potential signing, I can really, really understand why. I mean, he's strong, but look, it's what he does for us, he done for Sassuolo. And in reality, he hasn't changed his style of play. We've kind of adapted to his style of play a little bit, which is perfect for him and it's perfect for us because it gives other teams a lot more work to do because now we're not as predictable. And with Lucas Paqueta, with those beautiful, intricate little through balls and his forward thinking, I got a funny feeling that we've got like a 25 goal partnership out of them two. I really do. I think that's not a lot to ask for from a partnership like that. 25 goals in a season, all competitions, of course, you know. But I think that's a genuine target for us to get that from them two. You know, Lucas Paqueta has proven to be, for me, one of the best signings we've made. Him and Scamacca.
I'm looking.
Been incredibly good.
I don't think we've anywhere near seen the potential Paqueta yet. I think we've seen bits of brilliance, mate. Just as you can see the class he's got in his feet. What he he just got to adjust to the pace of the Premier League for me, because there are, like I say, I don't want to just sit there, oh, he's brilliant, he's brilliant, he's brilliant, because he lost the ball too many times. He got caught on the ball. But I believe that's just because, fucking hell, things, I don't get that extra couple of seconds or second on the ball here where I played before. And I think once he gets used to that, you've got to do it quicker. Now and again he does. And when he doesn't, he gets caught with it. And when he does get it quicker, when he gets his timing better, I think we're going to see an absolute star of a player.
I agree. We'll get to the youth in a little while. The title of the show is Youth Opportunities or something of that nature. And we will get to that in a little while. But what I want to talk about is that, with Lucas Paqueta, Schumacher, when Maxwell Cornet's fit, Kehrer and Aguerd, right, they're the 5 main first team signings, I would say, that we made this season. Oh, and of course, Areola as well. Even though we'd had him on loan, it was made permanent in the window. Yeah. So that's 6 of it. I think those 6 players, I can't really sort of say too much about Aguerd really at the moment, but the 5 that have shown some of their talent, I think we've really chosen some good players. Whether or not they were David Moyes signings or not remains to be seen. But I think they're all players that David Moyes can work with. Every single one of them. And my brother agreed with me about Cornet, because he said to me, why ain't Cornet playing? Don't you like him or something? I said, no, he's got a bit of an injury. And he said, well, that's really unfortunate. He said, because I have to say, I really liked Cornet when he was with Burnley and that. And I said, yeah. He said, and I was really gutted that you got him. He said, because I was hoping that Chelsea were going to go in for him. And I said, oh, that's how it is, mate, But, I got a funny feeling that Cornet's going to be one of the players that, with Schumacher and Paqueta, I think them 3 will be very influential this season, providing we can keep all 3 of them fit. But, but Schumacher's scoring ability and his form at the moment is next to perfect. He's been really good.
He's a hungry player, mate, and that breeds goals, mate. Someone who's so hungry that you can see it in Haaland every week. That boy could score. That boy could score 5 in the first half, and he'll still come out in the second half raring to get another 5. And I see that in Schumacher. I see him hungry to score and hungry to do well, and that's what you need in the team. And I don't think, of all the signings we've made, the only one I was dubious about was Emerson, and the jury's still out on him. But all the other signings, to me, are good signings. It's just we've got to make them work in the team and get the team working as a unit.
Mark my words, though, Emerson will come good for us. He will, promise you. I mean, he'll be the player that we all wanted Masuaku to be. Trust me. He will be.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. And, I saw a little item today on Claret and Booze, I think it was. No, Claret and Hugh, sorry. And they're saying that David Moyes has given the green light for the Masuaku move to be made permanent.
Yeah, well,
he's basically told him you're surplus to requirements. You better look for another place. So
what I have. The only thing at this point about Fulham game. Now, I've been calling for Kehrer to be our right back since he signed, right? Because I saw his history, with Germany. He's more of a right wing back with Germany, I think, most of the time. But I wanted him to be right back. And when he did get it, he's been superb. I think he's made the difference. But in the Fulham game, I think he took a step backwards. He didn't have the best game. And he got caught quite a few times there. He looked a bit lazy in getting back in position. I hope that's just a one-off, because I really rate that boy. He's probably He's been the most effective signing we've had so far, I think, up until that Fulham game.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
I think he's been good, but I think the Fulham game he weren't. Yeah, I was a bit because I really did want him at right back, and I think he could be the future right back for West Ham. But yeah, he for me he took a step backwards because I expected better of him, I suppose.
Yeah. I just want to quickly make a little point, actually. I mean, the reason I reached around now was to make this point. The show, Old School Hammers, and as you can see, it says in association with Old School FC, which that is part of. And hang on, let me turn that camera light off. Come on, there we go. There we go. A way of life, Old School FC. Right, and all of this came with this. Now, this is a copy of Cash Pennant's new book, and as you can see, it's quite a nice title on that. Well, I saw him last week at the Wolves game, and got him to sign the book for me, which was really nice. But
that's an old hymn, Budgie. We used to sing every week at West Ham.
I know, mate. I know. I knew every word to it. But we went to see Cass last week. He was doing a book signing and that. And I spoke to him about the association with the show and that, and he's very happy. And he said that at some point he may pop in and say hello, but not today, obviously, but at some point in the future. But he has got a busy schedule, and he's not really a social media type person, to be fair. Most of his social media platforms are run by other people. But, Anyway, so that's that. We're in association with Old School FC, which is Cash Pennant's clothing brand. I just wanted to point out the book. It's well worth a read. I'm about halfway through it now. It's a really good read, and some very familiar and some quite touching and some quite funny parts in it as well. It's a really good read. Moving on. Tomorrow night, off to the London Stadium again. Actually, I'm going to have my brother with me tomorrow. And Anderlecht. The return of Anderlecht. Mate, you remember the last time we had them in a big tournament? Surely.
Yeah, I remember the final. Yeah, I remember that final. I remember the injury to Lampard that cost us.
Yeah.
Old.
I'll be honest. I think that was the first game that ever actually brought tears to my eyes afterwards.
I was gutted with it.
Yeah,
we were gutted we lost that, but hell of an effort.
But look, times have moved on since then. We've been showing a little bit of form recently, and they have as well. They're 10th currently, I believe, in their league. We're currently 13th, climbing in 13th. Anderlecht have been fairly static in 10th. So that means that they're probably winning, drawing and losing in some kind of, pattern. But we went out there last week and we did a job against them. We got a 1-0 win. Lovely goal from Skamaka again. Beautiful through ball from Paqueta again. Absolutely stunning goal. Lovely little cushioned nod down from Soufal. Never expected that from him, if I'm honest. I would more associate him with crosses into the box and, passing down the line and stuff. But nice cushioned little header. Paqueta brought it up to himself, tapped it through. Oh, it was lovely. Absolutely lovely. I wasn't there. I watched it on TV. But I will be there tomorrow night to watch the second leg. Now, we need 3 points from this. And I think that basically David Moyes is going to have to go out there with the mindset of we need these 3 points to progress in this competition. I don't think he can afford to go out there thinking, it's all right, we'll get a point from this one and, the next one. No, he can't do that. He's got to go out there to win it. And while we're on that, the thoughts on Anderlecht and stuff, we're also going to incorporate the youth opportunities while we're talking about this. So I think the only surefire younger player that's likely to feature, I think even if he only gets 10 minutes, will be Flynn Downs. Now, he's been brought in as a potential first-team player, I know, but he's still a young lad, and David Moyes still isn't sure about him, clearly. But then, you've also got to consider Coventry, Harrison Ashby, and young Swire has been absolutely crashing it in PL2, but he has been training and playing with the under 21s, where Ashby and Connor Coventry have been conspicuous by their absence, if you like. Do you reckon they'll have any chance? Do you reckon they'll feature on the bench or starting 11?
Yeah, I don't. It's all very well giving the youth the opportunity, but this isn't a game to do it. This is a game to secure winning that group, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And you basically win that. You've won the group. You can't lose it from there. Surely 4 wins out of 4. So I believe Downs. Yeah, every opportunity Downs starts, but he'll be the only one for me. All the others could you see Coventry on the bench? Yep, you could see a couple of them on the bench. And whether they'll get a look if we're winning heavily, yeah, they could. But this is a game that you secure the group, you win it. Areola obviously comes in, and I think Downs will, and he'll do what he probably did in the last game. He made 9 changes for that. So them 9 changes are still a good side and good enough to beat a mid-table team in the Belgium league.
Well,
so
we have actually got 2 11s we can put out.
Yeah, and he'll use mostly that other 11 he did last time. So yeah, I think so.
So
I don't
see Antonio starting then?
I can see Antonio actually starting the game, and like we did in Anderlecht, he brought Scamacca on, and there's the difference between a clinical striker. That goal he scored, he didn't even have to turn and look at where the goal was. He knew where the back stick was, and took one touch and bang and goal. That's what a striker does, and that was the difference, and we take the points. And we're at home now against them. They weren't a bad side at all, but we are a better team. We are a better team. We just haven't quite now playing as a team yet with all the new signings. But I can see Antonio starting the game. But I like that. I love having Scamacca starting and Antonio coming on for the last half hour or 5 minutes.
I would prefer it to be that way, if I'm honest.
I like that.
I've got this sneaking suspicion.
It's more about saving Scamacca for the Premier League game.
Yeah. And now that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he's now looking at Scamacca, thinking actually we can do well in the Premier League by using Scamacca and Paqueta. Excuse me. So I've got a feeling that now Scamacca's kind of etched his name into the starting 11 for the Premiership.
I think so.
And being the impact sub in all other competitions. Whereas, as we know, we all suspected, or 99% of us suspected, that it would be the other way round. That Antonio would be the impact sub during the league games, the cup games and stuff. And that Scamacca would be the sub during the Premier League games. But clearly, David Moyes is showing some faith, if you want, in Skamaka. He's clearly choosing to use him in the Premiership. So I can see Antonio starting tomorrow. Definitely. Definitely. Kim Ben is in the house. Good evening, Kim. Thank you for joining us. Anyone else here that I haven't seen yet? I thought that was. I thought somebody called Paqueta had come in, but it wasn't. It was Steve talking about Paqueta. Steve Bell. Paqueta is still finding his feet in this league, but who's his class? Absolutely, and that's obviously why he's the first choice Brazilian.
That's exactly my opinion of him, Steve. I think he is. He's absolute class, but he's still finding his feet. I'll say we haven't seen the best of him yet, and we've just seen glimpses of class, and it will get better and better, I think.
Yeah, and Anton makes a fantastic point here, saying, I made a comment on that point about Paqueta losing the ball, but because he is so effective in his position, he will lose the ball because he is always trying a progressive pass. And we've lacked that since Payet, really. I mean, I always thought that Lanzini was going to be that man, but he never really stepped up to that plate exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lanzini's got a Uzi class, but I think Paqueta is that next real, touch of,
he is. He's a playmaker.
Caramel on the ice cream,
he will lose, and I don't have a problem with him losing the ball when he's trying to find that pass, that killer pass, or that ball that puts us on the front foot and attack. What I've noticed of him lately, though, he's taking too long to think with it, and he's getting caught with the ball. And I think that's just about, more time with him. He'll know how much time he's got on the ball eventually. That he hasn't got as much as he thinks he has, and he won't be doing that. He's just getting caught with it, and that's my only criticism of him. I ain't got a problem with him losing the ball because he's trying to make stuff happen and get us on the front foot.
Yeah. Anton's saying, if you're new, please pop in and say hi in the chat. Please do. We don't bite. We try and engage with the chat a little bit during the course of the show if we can. And if you are new, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. There's some brilliant content on here. We are merely guests, but Anton and Russ and the other guys, they all produce some great content. So, yeah, give it a look. How are we feeling ahead of the game tomorrow evening? Well, see me, I'm excited for it. This is going to be the first time I've seen Anderlecht since I think it was 84, and I was stewarding at Highbury, and it wasn't my choice. I was working for a company, and I stewarded at Highbury, and Anderlecht came in and absolutely spanked them. Can't remember what the score was, 3-0 or 3-1 or something, but absolutely made them look ridiculous. I always say that, that Anderlecht spanked their ass, it was great, brilliant. So Happy says she thinks that Downs and Rice will start. Think that Moyes will go strong to ensure we hit top the group. That he's definitely going to do. And I'm hoping you're right about the Downs part, because I think...
Yeah, I think we will.
I think we've got a very, very good player there that we're just not aware of yet. These kinds of players that really bloom once they've found their feet with the players around them. I mean, look at how good Frank Lampard was when he came through the ranks and stepped into the team with the likes of Di Canio and Trevor Sinclair and that in the team with him, and mate, it was just incredible. It was very, very good, and that's what I think Downs needs: players like Paqueta and so on and so forth. So looking forward to the next couple after this, says Happy. If we win, would love to see Mwamba start. Yeah, I've been hearing some good things about him as well. Apparently there's a 50-50 chance of Cornet featuring. That's good news. I like that. That's very good news. And rightfully, Anton says, could be smoke and mirrors. Right, okay, so we've gone to almost the bottom of the chat. This is the last one in the chat. Hope so, Anton. Otherwise, then Skamaka will play the entire game and likely won't feature much at all against the Saints. Good point. That is a very good point. Hang on. What are you doing? Let's get rid of the chat. There we go. Right. Yeah, so that is the Anderlecht game kind of covered. So let's have a little think about the starting 11. Let's see if we can predict a realistic starting 11 for tomorrow. It's going to be Areola in goal. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's a given.
It's going to be Areola.
Yeah.
How do you think he's going to set up? 5-2-3 or?
I don't know. I find it hard to guess, boys, because he keeps changing on me. I very rarely get it right. But
me either.
I think it'll be
4-2-3, 4-3-2, 4-2-3-1 or whatever it is.
Oh, he might go with the 3 at the back again.
Yeah.
I think he will because he might go on Bonner, Dawson, and Kehrer at the back. It's 3 at the back.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Bonner on the left, Dawson in the centre, Kehrer on the right of the 3.
And maybe Soufal and Emerson.
Soufal out on the right and Emerson out on the left.
Yeah.
That actually would be quite a decent lineup. I would prefer Johnson out on the right personally, but it's probably more likely to be Vlad. And then you've got, say, Downs and Rice in the middle, would you say?
Yeah, I would. Myself, I would, yeah.
Yeah. Downs and Rice in the middle. And then up front, if Cornet's available, I'd like to see him out on the left rather than Fornals.
No, I wouldn't. If he's coming back from an injury, Budge, I wouldn't risk him to throw him straight in. On the bench. Yeah.
If that is the case, I'd rather see Ben Rama than Fornals on the left.
I'd stick Ben Rama. If we rule Cornet out because we don't know, I'd say Ben Rama should go out on that left and Antonio up front, and then it's whether put Bowen there or do we start Bowen or not? I don't know.
Well, you see, there's the thing. Bowen has been picking up form lately. And to be fair, the only other player that I would trust out on that right wing right there is young, what's his name? Oh gosh, what's his name? Ben Johnson. He's the only other player that I would trust that far up.
No, I just don't like it.
He's not good enough in attack. That's the only problem I've got with him. But as far as being a right winger's concerned, I think he's probably, look, Bowen's really narrowly the only choice we've got out on the right, in my opinion. There are other players that can play there, of course there are, but I can't see him using anyone but Bowen out there. Can you?
Yeah, it's hard to think that. Would you put a Lanzini out there or Fornals? It seems
Fornals probably. Lanzini's better suited for the centre.
It just seems weird to put any Fornals or him out that wide on the right. I don't know if he'd ever do that.
But he does it on the left. He hangs him out to dry on the left. You know what I mean? Poor sod. And, you know, I think it's some of the criticism that Fornals has been getting recently has been because of the position he's being played in, not because of
Yeah,
the player. You know, I mean,
exactly.
he's not a left winger, you know, and
No.
he's been played as such. So, but Antonio's starting up front, yeah?
Yeah, I would, mate. You give Skamaka again, like the away game. If we're still struggling to win this game, which I don't believe we will be, I actually think we're going to win it okay. But if we
Yeah.
are struggling to win, then Skamaka comes on for the last half hour, and we try and win
With
it that way.
Paqueta. With
We
Paqueta.
probably do, yeah,
You've
exactly.
got
You
to.
bring the big guns on.
Honestly, Kieran, for me, that pairing is going to be as important to us as the pairing of, you know, Cotty and McAvenny was. Yeah, I know Paqueta's not a striker as in that
Like
sense of
that.
the word,
No,
but his assists and his
I
deliveries
think
and stuff like that is going to be
that's the
just as
idea of it.
important.
That's the idea
Mm.
of it, isn't it? We need a playmaker. Like
Yeah,
Lanzini's at not at his best anymore. He's at the end of it.
yeah,
We need a playmaker, and we have been lacking creativity, regardless of how well we've done. We've been lacking a lot of creativity in the last year, and
yeah,
I'm hoping Paqueta, he will give us that. He will give us that creative spark, and I'm expecting big
yeah.
things from him. To be honest.
And you know,
So yeah,
also likewise, I'm expecting quite a lot from young Flynn Downs as well, because from what I've seen of him, you know,
I just like.
it's artwork.
I like.
What he does is artistic. It's beautiful.
Yeah, what I like about Flynn Downs, right, and I'd say he's yet to be really tested in the highest level, but you can see it already. He's a sensible, no nonsense footballer, right, and everything he does, as good as it is, doesn't get on any highlight reels. Fudge, people don't notice him. If you really watch him, I think Bernardo Silva is another one at Man City. That
Yeah,
guy's work rate and what he does never gets on any highlight reel. But if you watch him for a whole game, you'll see that boy doesn't stop. He's on the left, he's on the right, he's at the back, he's supporting the front.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
an absolute, I think, one of the best players in the Premier League, myself, Bernardo Silva, especially at his age now. But you see it, and when you watch Downs, just the sensible balls he does. He doesn't do anything stupid. And not say you won't get it on highlight reels, but if you really watch him, you see how important he is, how good a little player he is.
yeah. Agreed completely. And you know, very similarly to Mark Noble's general play. You know, he was never flashy, stylistic, or anything like that. But he could pop a ball wherever he needed to. He could, stop play. He could hold play up. He could move play forward. You know, and similarly, Flynn Downs does a similar job. And people have already started, comparing him to Declan Rice and Mark Noble and others, which I think is a bit unfair because the lad's still young and he still hasn't really developed his game fully. But from what you see, from what I've seen,
What we're seeing, but is great
very,
potential,
very
isn't it?
happy. Very
It's
happy
great
with it.
potential.
Very happy with it.
Like Rice. Rice didn't, rip up any trees right at the beginning, but you could see the potential, and every coach that's ever coached him could see the potential in him, at West Ham. So the potential will come, and like I said, with Downs, he's definitely got the potential to make it in the Premier League. It's just whether
Yeah.
he carries it on
Yeah.
and gets his opportunities, and when he does get his opportunity, take them.
There's been news that Harrison Ashby is no longer looking to leave, apparently.
Yeah.
Young Harrison Ashby. Good little player. Think he'll get a chance tomorrow at some point, Kieran?
No, I don't, Budge. I don't think he'll get a chance to start. But if we've, because I don't know the situation. 1 minute he's missing, 1 minute he's AWOL. Then I hear he wants to leave, so I don't know where we're at with him. But if he's committing himself to West Ham, there's no reason you wouldn't see. You might see him on the bench. But because of the players we've brought in, Budge, and the squad we've got now that we didn't have last year, there's less opportunities for them youngsters to make that bench. Where last year we put 3 or 4 of them on there, good, just to fill it up. Not that they got much of a look in, but could he make the bench? Yeah, if they've resolved the issues he has and nail him down to a contract or whatever it may be.
All right, okay. Well, let's move on a little bit then, and we'll try. Questions? Any questions? Right, so in the chat, if there's anything you want to ask us, doesn't matter whether it's related to West Ham or not, really, I suppose.
Nothing too hard.
It's better if it is. Stick a Q at the beginning, capital Q, at the beginning of your comment. Makes it easier for me to find them. And we will get to it. I've just seen a comment from Kevin. And it says Islop from Kevin Locke. Right, now, it's kind of reminded me of something. When we played Fulham, obviously, being up in the stadium, you don't really get to see in detail what's going on down by the tunnel and stuff, etc., etc. But having watched the West Ham behind the scenes and tunnel cam and all that sort of stuff, it was really nice to see the reception that Issa Diop got when he came back to the London Stadium with Fulham. All the guys that knew him were still, very warm with him, friendly and stuff. It was really nice to see. It was also nice to see the reaction he got from the fans as well, which wasn't quite so warm when he was warming up. And he was chatting with, I think it was Antonio, and there was a little bit of gesticulating going on. It was quite funny. Right. What's this Happy Emirates saying? I've heard rumours that their attacking midfielder who played against us last time is injured. Majid? Any updates on that, guys? No.
I wouldn't know.
Right. Anton saying apparently no new injury concerns for Anderlecht. Oh, you're in trouble, Kieran. I'll wait for him to come back and tell him. Oh,
Fucking
there we go.
a stray dog's just walked into my back garden. Look at him, fucking hell. Looks like a big staffy too. Hope you don't bite.
Oh, yeah. Nice. You're in trouble, mate. Look. Happy Emirates saying blasphemy.
You know that, not mate, as gorgeous as he is, Happy, and I know you love his thighs, but as gorgeous as he is, I think we're seeing the end of him, aren't we? We're seeing the last hurrah of Lanzini this season. And that doesn't mean he isn't still gorgeous, Happy. I'll tell you, and he is. He's a specimen of a man. He really is.
It's actually Anton backstage, not Rossi. Happy, so yeah, just thought I'd let you know. Right, did you see the stat? We are second behind City for expected conceded goals that haven't got through. Do you know all these expected goals? I don't understand how it works, mate. Listen, if you've got a player in the 6-yard box who's got the ball, that's a goal, right? That's an expected goal. If he don't score it, then he's a dickhead, right? That's the only expected goal I've ever known anything about.
After Ben Rama's missed last week, he went into the dickhead fucking category, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Oh, what a lovely cutback as well, though, for him from Bowen. Oh my God, that was incredible. Steve West Ham United Bell says his starting lineup: Areola, Soufal, Dawson, Ogbonna, Emerson, Rice, Downs, Fornells, Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio should be good enough. It should be more than good enough. I mean, we know that at least 9 of those players, I would say, at least 9 of those players, we know well. We've known them for 2 or more seasons. With, Emerson and Downs, obviously, they're kind of a little bit of an unknown quantity. Whereas Emerson, if you've ever watched any of the games that he featured in for Chelsea, you'll know he's a good player. So, yes, they are.
That could be it. Steve,
Has
that could
Perkins
be.
played for Leeds yet? Has Perkins played for Leeds yet? I don't know, actually.
No, he's playing for the under-21s of Leeds, Budge. This I do know, and he's been absolutely smashing it with goals. So,
Has he?
yes, he has.
Tosser.
But again, it's the under-21s. But he has been doing well.
Oh, here we go. Look, well, Bong says he's played second fiddle, and Happy's saying he's got Player of the Month for August, Steve, but don't think he's actually featured in the first team yet.
There you go.
Yeah,
that'd be Perkins. He's scoring a lot of goals.
Look, sad but true. So she's warming to you again.
It is sad but
she's
true.
Warming to you again.
I'll tell you what. When it comes to Lanzini, mate, I think he's got a lot of love from the West Ham. When he leaves, I think everyone would love to give him a great send-off because he's a gentleman as well, isn't he? And he's a lovely guy. I like him.
Oh, indeed. And, he's... you can see the affection between him and the other players as well. When, when he scored goals and stuff, okay, everybody jumps on the player when that happens, but there's actual genuine affection for Lanzini, I think, and it's nice. It's nice to see.
Look, Budgie, me and you, right, have been fucking watching West Ham for a long, long time, right? 50 odd years, and that moment he gave us against Tottenham for the 3-3 draw is one of the best moments I've had in that 50 years. One of them. It's up there in the top 10 with great moments.
God, was
absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. If I was to do a list of my top 10 favourite goals for West Ham, not just a moment, but a goal, as in the goal itself, it's going to be in my top 3. That's going to definitely be in my top 3. That, Andy Carroll's overhead kick, and Paolo Di Canio's stroking volley against Wimbledon.
Yeah, 3 crackers,
They're my top 3. And, and then also you got to remember some of the goals that Jeff Hurst scored and Trevor Brooking. I mean, that goal in the final against Arsenal.
I was going to just say to you, bud, my favourite has been that. It's a crap goal, but it was the one that won us the FA Cup in '80, and I'm in the crowd going bonkers. So that's one of my favourite memories.
What an incredible goal! I mean, the geezer was almost kissing the grass to get to it.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate.
What an incredible moment! What an incredible goal! But Perkins has got 5 goals in 4 in August.
There you go.
Oh, you're right. He is smashing it.
Yeah, he's doing well. For the under-21s, he's doing very, very well.
You're bang on right there. Somebody else said that today or yesterday. It was either Gio or Gonzo, I think, said that they can see Bowen taking over the penalty.
He took the one scored it, so you don't change your penalty.
He took a lovely one, and it was beautifully finished. So he stayed there. Against the Spurs was a beautiful moment. Yeah, you're completely right. The screamer against Spurs, yes, Kevin. Obiang's has to be up there against the Spuds as well. I watched that today. I showed that to my brother, and he almost choked on his coffee. It was great.
Yeah, that was.
What the hell was that? And I was like, yeah, mate.
You go back to them. Do you remember when at Chelsea when Di Canio flicked it up for himself and bottled it.
Oh, I showed him that and all.
One.
He went, yeah, fuck off. I was in
Yeah,
the crowd when that happened. My
that
brother
was
was
taking
in
the
the
piss.
crowd. He goes, I was
Wasn't
in
it?
the crowd when that happened. He goes, that was a fucking sickening moment.
Yeah, he was just taking the piss, that, wasn't he? Just teed it up
Yeah,
for himself.
yeah.
Get on that.
Bobby Zamora scored some brilliant goals as well, says Happy. Yeah, you're right. He did. And we know how much you like Bobby Zamora
Some
as
great
well.
moments.
Oh,
Like you said, that
incredible moments.
Lanzini, you know, all them years we watched, Budge, you know, Lanzini, it's up there with one as a moment
Oh,
and
God,
as a
yeah,
brilliant goal.
definitely.
You know, you've been 3-0 down to grab that. It was fantastic.
Do you know, I've been watching some, like, West Ham on their YouTube channel. They have been doing, like, top 10 goals, yeah? And top 10 goals of one season, or top 10 goals by Italians, and this and that. Well, that one by the Italian players, that's quality. Diamanti, Alessandro Diamanti.
Yeah, I liked it.
Scores a beautiful left-footed corner, free kick into the corner. Very, very similar to the one that Creswell scored last season against. Who was that against? Can't remember now. Somebody in the chat will probably remind us. But yeah, that was. So we've not actually had any questions yet. So what we'll do then, we're getting comments, which is lovely, but we're not getting questions. So what we'll do is we'll play this.
Which is basically, is there any questions?
Anything goes. I can't find the actual overlay for that. I don't think he's got one in here. Oh no. Anyway, anything goes. Let's talk about anything. Only fools and horses, food. Oh, talking of food, we're leaving early tomorrow, me and my brother. We're gonna go to Kelly's, G Kelly's on in Bow. I can't remember the name of the bloody road. We're going to G Kelly's and we're going to go and have a bit of pie and mash. My brother wants to have stewed eels.
Oh, you fucker. Yeah, even that's a bit tough for me, that one. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Not a big fan.
It's not for me. It is not for me.
Quiet taste that much. That's the quiet taste.
And then some. And then some, mate. Yeah. Oh. I'm not good with fish at the best of times. Let alone bloody jellied eels. My God. Ugh. That would just be too much for me. Yeah, so anything goes. Right. So let's have a look at the comments and see what people are saying in the comments. Right, there we go. What's that? Arsenal are starting to recover from the Highbury and Emirates spanking. Yeah. And, you know, I've got to say, they're probably the most improved team this season so far. You know, they've been playing really, really well. I hate to say that about the Arse, but it is true.
They're coming good, but they're coming good. They're more likely to finish second than Liverpool are now. So, you know, you've got to give them credit for that.
Do you remember that song there, Kieran? When the ball hits your head and you're sat in Rosehead, it's Zamora. I love it. She knows all the songs, that girl.
I bet you appreciated that. Huh? They would have loved that.
Yeah. Studios, ouch, that's an acquired taste. Exactly what Kieran just said as well, Steve. So I make you right. I'm not
acquiring.
Question from Mr. Bong. Who put that long ball through to Antonio for his goal on Sunday? I've yet to see a decent camera angle of it. Now, I think it was Kehrer. I'm fairly sure it was Kehrer.
I think it was Souček. I'm pretty sure it was Souček. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to look it back at Jamesy, but I think it was Socha. I watched it.
He
I
has.
went,
That's what he asked
say,
me in the. He
who
asked
got
me
the
in a
assist?
group chat the other day, and
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it was Kehrer. I mean, Socha. I'm pretty sure it was him. But because it was just I think it was more like a clearance that just went to Antonio. But I'm going to guess there's Socha. Stick with it. Someone will check it out. Anton,
No,
who got the assist?
Hammerette says she thought it was crazy, but it was over on the right-hand side of the pitch. Happy. So the likelihood of it being crazy is sort of slim.
Unlikely,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a question. We got 3 different answers. There you go.
I think I'm right. I think I'm right.
I think I'm right with
Kehrer. Yeah, you're never right.
With it. Yeah, true.
How's Kieran doing? How's your boy doing?
Yeah, great, mate. He's doing well. He looked after the couple that got married lived around the corner from me, and he looked after their house while we went to party in the northern New South Wales.
He loved that, didn't he? Looking after someone else's house.
They've got 2 dogs, so he was looking up, and they've got chickens as well. So he's looking after the chickens and the dogs.
That's quality. That is quality. I was going to do something, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, what a donut! Was it because I was in the comments? Hang on, let me just check this again. But right, no, it wasn't. I must have been it. No, I was in the comments. What was I going to do? I have no idea. Right. Was it 4-0? Steve Bell says. No, I don't think it was. Mr. Bong, do I win a signed Bert and Ernie shirt for the baffling question? Mate, you'd have to wait about 8 months to collect it because you're in like Potato Riviera. Kieran's over in Oz, and I'm in mate. It's going to be a lot of logistics just to get you a T-shirt signed by both of us. Wow. There you go. Antonio has confirmed it.
Thank you very much. Who got that right, Mush? Who said Socha? I think that was me.
Hey? Right, that's him gone.
Bang on, Sean. See? Take notice. Got something right. I got something right. Fuck me.
Anybody see the Scousers tonight? No, mate, I ain't seen them in weeks, actually. And, you know.
No, I haven't seen anything. I was sleeping when that was all going on.
There we go. Look, it was 100% Souček, according to Luke Bailey. Thank you for joining us, Luke.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
I should win a
clearance
t-shirt
for the
now.
Antonio goal. Actually, a really good ball to Antonio, says Luke. Okay, so I was wrong. 5 minutes for a hat-trick. Ridiculous, yet Salah's never winning that boot, regardless of how much he picks up now. 5 minutes for a hat-trick. Wow.
Is that what we've done tonight?
Yeah, looks like that, mate. If anyone is unsure, just watch the highlights on YouTube. There you go. Okay. Cheers. And hi, Luke. Hi, guys. And Steve says, Rangers 1, Scousers 7.
Shit.
7-1. Incredible. Wow. I was hoping that the Rangers were going to do them. Luke in the house. Yes, he is indeed.
Luke's just become my mate, confirming I was right. Thank you.
Just in time for West Ham game next week. Yeah, Kieran's making me want a cuppa at this rate. Yes, Kieran. He can't drink any red. He can't drink the red wine. It's like, I don't know.
Too early. 9 o'clock.
It's about 9 a.m. for you, isn't it?
Well, I know. Otherwise, I'd be having a nice glass of red with you. But yeah, I've got to have 3 cups of tea at least for my
I'm
bill.
on the energy drink because I've been
Oh
awake
yeah.
since about.
What do you want that
Yeah, I've been
for? It's a
awake since.
fucking energy drink. You go to bed soon.
Yeah, no,
Muppet.
but I've been up since about 5:30 this morning, so I was lagging a bit. So I've had 2 of them. Yeah, I'm terrible with the energy drinks. I drink about 4 of them a day. Probably why I keep having heart attacks, probably.
Yeah, it's not a good thing for you, son. But if you are going to have the heart attack, do it live because might smash the view.
You are such a totter. Brilliant. Thanks, Anton. Appreciated, mate. Appreciated. See, I said it weren't there and now he's gone and put it up. Look, bless him. Love that. What's that? Good boy on the energy drink. Oh, Luke, I'm addicted to them, mate. I mean, I don't mind these cheap ones, but I got to be honest with you, it has to be Red Bull, really. Has to be. Has to be Red Bull. Rice will score tomorrow. Can feel it in me waters.
Ooh, ricey. Look at that. No. He might not even
Yeah.
start. He
How about
might throw Downs and Lanzini together.
the one
Never
he
know.
scored in Europa last season when he picked the ball up in
Yeah.
in our half and then ran down the
Ran all
left
the way.
midfield, didn't he? And then
Yeah.
banged it in. That was a lovely goal, that was. And then he got
Yeah.
onto the crowd, didn't he? Getting them at it, going, come on,
Yeah.
you lot. Actually, did you see Skamaka doing that after he celebrated his goal at the weekend? He turned
Yeah,
to the
eventually. Yeah.
crowd
It
and
took him
started
10 minutes to celebrate it after they checked it 100
3 minutes and 20 seconds it was from the ball in the back of the net to him jumping up going, yeah. But I loved it though, because he went straight to the crowd, you know. I mean, I was behind that goal, but I was like row 63. And to
Yeah.
be fair, there were empty seats behind me,
He
lots
could. He
of them,
gets.
and they were covered over. So I don't know. That's happened twice now. So I think they might be the extra seats that we're not licensed to use yet, or that's what they're using as the extras. They're blanking them off because we haven't got the license for 62,500 yet, have we? We haven't got the police in. We haven't got the police in for 62,500. We need another 20 officers or something, 15 officers, something like that. There's a lot of reasons why we can't open up them seats, I would imagine. Yeah. Right, score predictions for tomorrow night. Have a look in the chat as well. Have a go in the chat as well. And before I show any of them, let's see what Kieran thinks.
You know, I'd like to continue this clean sheet stuff, Geezer, and I'd like to think that we can hold them out and not concede a goal against them. And I'd like to see I want to see a better performance, and I think a 2-0 comfortable 2-0 win. That's what I'd like to see, and I don't see why we can't.
That's exactly what I would have gone for as well. I would have gone for the 2-0 myself, for very much the similar reason. I'd like to see us continue the clean sheet. I'd like to see Areola continue getting his clean sheets. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd like to see 2-0 as well. Happy says she thinks 2-1. Kevin Locke says 0-0.
Oh, Kevin, we've got to be better. We've got to be more proactive than that at home.
Yeah, we have.
Unless they set up so defensively.
Yeah, Anton says Moyes in his presser spoke about Lanzini in the presser today, saying he now fully sees him as a number 8, playing from a deep midfield role, which is probably kind of an obvious progression for him, because with the injury, his age, he's lost a few yards, he's lost a couple of seconds. That's probably.
Yeah, because there's every chance that he could start next to Downs or in front of Downs. Because, as I said before, these sort of games, we don't always have to have 2 defensive midfielders.
No,
We really don't.
no.
So,
And to be fair, it was Anton did the show that would have normally have been with Stato, but he brought in Dan instead, and they were chatting, and both of them, I believe, agreed that having two holding midfielders in a game like this tomorrow is completely unnecessary. It's kind of overkill. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it's sort of like overkill. We don't need it. I mean, it would be the perfect scenario would be Downs or Rice and Lanzini for me. That would be the perfect scenario, or Fornells, because Fornells is kind of proactive going forward as well. So I'd like to see either of those two in the centre of midfield with Rice or Downs. I don't mind either. And I think we should rest Socek. Even though he picked up his form recently, I still think we should rest him. Keep him for the Premiership. Hammerhead. Good evening, Hammerhead. Thank you for joining us, mate. First time I've read your name.
Hammerhead.
At least the striker celebrates. Yeah, he does. Not like Haller when
Wait, don't start
attitude.
knocking my mate Haller. Don't start knocking him. He's brilliant.
Well, look, even Hammerhead says Haller never did.
No, I don't. Hammerhead, stop it. Leave him alone. He was a great player.
I know you liked him, didn't you?
Yeah, I like him. I like him.
Yeah. Anton says, also thought the update on Agerd was brilliant. Could play in the under-23 game next week. That's about 3 or 4 weeks earlier than I was expecting. I thought we weren't going to see him this side of the World Cup. I really didn't.
No.
Thanks for the update, though, Anton.
Yeah, that was the news, wasn't it? We wouldn't see him until next year.
Yeah.
But let's hope he comes back and as good as we expect him to be. I hope so.
Anton thinks it could be 3-0.
Well, he's gone for the 3. Yeah, I'm thinking a clean sheet.
We are quite keen on scoring 3 goals in a match, aren't we? Well, we've done it. I think that was 3 goals was probably our most regular score over the last 8 or 10 months.
Yeah, I'll take
when we score 3. I'd take the 2-0. Eamon's in the house. Eamon Green. Good evening, Eamon. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're well. If Kehrer doesn't play, we might have a chance of a clean sheet. Oh, I don't know. That's a little harsh.
Well, I think he might be going back to that game against Fulham, Eamon, there, because I said I was a bit disappointed in Kehrer in that game too. He wasn't at his best. But if he does play 3 at the back, Kehrer could be the right centre half, I think.
Yeah. But, when he played against Fulham, in fairness, he was, sort of right back, wing back, wasn't he? Right wing back kind of thing.
Yeah, but he did leave us exposed a few times.
He did. He was quick getting forward, not so quick getting back. Yeah, that did leave us exposed. A little bit like, Masuaku used to be on the left-hand side.
Yeah. I'm not knocking him. I just thought, it was a bit of a step backwards in his progression because he'd been playing so well for us. And I was a bit disappointed in him. So.
Hammerhead says, hope he's doing okay now, Haller. Though sad to see what happened to him. Yeah, it's sad when any players and that are taken ill and stuff.
I reckon I'm the only supporter of West Ham that's got a fridge magnet of Haller.
Ooh, Kevin, that's contentious, isn't it? Kevin says he'd take a 2-3 loss.
What? Has he got relations in Anderlecht, Kevin, have you? What's going on?
Yeah, look, he goes, it's just see how we react. Eamon's, the question from Happy was, do you not rate Kehrer at right back? And Eamon says, no, Kehrer isn't great at right back or centre back. Gets caught out too many times.
I don't know.
In fairness, Eamon, he's finding his way in this league. Have a look at him when he was in, where was it he came from? I can't remember now. But have a look at him in his previous incarnations, mate. He's decent. Have a look at him in the German national squad
Yeah.
when he plays
You,
right
you
back.
can't play for the
It's
German
incredible.
team and be rubbish at it, can you? So we've got to give him time. He's good. I think it was a good play. Showed enough so far for me. Like I said, he's
Yeah,
had his lapses. Yeah, his lapses against Fulham, but I think he'll be good for us. Very good.
yeah, yeah. Oh God, why does it jump like this? Right, okay, let's go to. Yeah. Right, Kevin says, as long as we're scoring goals, I don't mind the result. I suppose that's true. That's true.
Exactly. Yeah, any result's good if it's a win. But
Hallam's a good player, just misunderstood at the time with us. We never played to his strength, just treated him like Andy Carroll. Yeah, very true, very true. And unfortunately, it's taken David Moyes 2.5 years to replace him. And
yeah,
in that time, he's learned to adapt to a player's style of play. I think we're adapting to Skamaka's style of play right now. I think we're in the
yeah.
transition of doing that right now. And I
Which
like
was
seeing it.
which was my criticism of Moyes at the time. Why he could not adapt to our area? He just didn't want to, and he didn't want him. It was quite obvious he didn't want him.
Yeah. He weren't a Moyes player, was he? He was a Pellegrini player. Moyes on team news. Thank you, Anton. I think most of the players are fine. Mikel Antonio has a wee bit of a cold, which has kept him out of training for a day or two. So we're a little unsure on him. So
Ooh.
there's some doubt about Antonio.
Well, the
Amos
beauty
says,
about that, Bud, what we didn't have last year, if we just got that news from last year, we would go, shit, who are we going to put in? But we've got Skamaka now. So it's not the big loss that it was last year, not
no,
having that.
no, that's true. That's
So that's
true.
great.
It continues. We've got a couple of knocks and niggles, but I think we'll be okay. Aguerd is beginning to make his way. He's doing a bit on the grass. Hope next week he can join bits of the football. He's a pretty good specimen right now, so he's one I might try to push on quite quickly. But we need to get him some under 23s games and stuff like that. So we're gonna see Kehrer, Aguerd coming back. So he calls him a pretty good specimen.
I must be looking at him in detail. Come
He
up with
must
that.
be, mustn't he?
Mm.
He must be, mustn't he? He's probably got a camera in his changing room, hasn't
Yeah, yeah. Or he's borrowed
he?
Appy's. He's borrowed Appy's one on Lanzini. On the other.
Yeah. Luke says, so do people rate Kehrer or not? Because all I see is social media raving about him. And that's very true too. I do too. I love him, Luke. I think he's an
I do.
absolute,
It's good.
yeah, I think he's a class act, mate. And I just hope that he, comes back.
Like I
Sorry,
said,
not comes back, but I hope he comes good real
yeah,
soon and
he
shows
has
us
been
exactly
coming
what he's
good.
got.
He just had a bad. I don't think he had a good game against Fulham. He
No,
got a
he
little bit
didn't.
better in the second half. He didn't have a good game, but it's just a one game, So I'm not going to judge him now and say, "Oh no, he's rubbish." I think he's a good player. I think he's a great buy. So I'm hoping
Right.
that he gets better and better.
Yeah. Maxwell has a small calf strain. I hope he's going to be okay. And hopefully it will be the middle of next week that we get him out on the grass.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
Maxwell Cornet's not going to feature this week at all.
No,
For the next 2
no.
weeks, actually. Minimum. Anton says he rates Kehrer highly.
Yes.
PSG, yes, PSG it was. You're right. Thank you. Happy. That Mwepu from Brighton has had to retire because of his heart condition. Yeah, I
Oh,
heard that. He's only 24. Must be so hard to know what to do next. Mental health in the game must be bad at times for some. Yeah, agreed, Hammerhead. And, for someone that young to lose his career over something that drastic, for his heart at 24,
Wow.
that's a massive blow to him. Massive blow.
Isn't it? Terrible.
Yeah.
Poor lad. Yeah, that's a shame. You
Oh,
might not
Hammerhead.
remember
No
it much.
way, mate.
Do you remember Asa Hartford was being? It was going to be a big signing for, I think, for Man City back, God knows how many years ago, 30, 40 years ago. And when he done his medical, they found a hole in his heart and didn't sign him, I think. And but I
Yeah.
think he kept on playing. Pretty sure he kept on playing.
Yeah. Hammerhead says he's got bloody COVID. Seems like it's coming back in the colder weather. Let's hope that no players get it. Mate, I'm really sorry to hear that you've got that. I hope you recover real quickly, fully, and etc. etc.
Yeah, Gadsy, we know you are,
Hey,
mate.
Gads, I'm currently on the grass. Yeah, I bet you are, sir. I bet you are. Laugh. Oh, dear. Happy says she's sorry to hear that. Oh, God, it jumps again. It does this. Coming through the worst of it. James Bong says, hope Antonio didn't give a specimen after being on the grass in Jamaica recently.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Bloody quality stuff out there, I imagine.
Oh, mate. I can
Yeah,
test them.
don't hang yourself there.
I've not been there, but I know that it's good. I've been told. Eamon, it seems that you have a point. I say a point. I mean, you've got something to say. He's saying, did Kehrer not get sent off in one game and give a penalty away in another? Was we not losing game after game with him at centre back? I'm sorry, but these class acts could have got Moyes to sack. Look, Eamon, you got to give players like this time to gel in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a cliche and a lot of managers say it, etc., but it's bloody true.
Yeah.
I've played the game and I know that if I'd stepped on the grass in a Premier League game, I would have been outclassed no matter how good I thought I was. So, mate, you've got to understand that it's a tough environment to play in. Very, very, very tough. I do understand that you're frustrated and that you don't see the players the same way others do. I get that. And, you're entitled to your opinion. I respect that, mate. I'm not knocking you. P-Gads, I wouldn't mind if Moyes started Mwamba. That's something that Happy said earlier, Gads. And, yeah, I don't know an awful lot about him, but, from what I have heard, he seems to be quite a good player. Lee Statesman's in the house. Good evening, young Lee. Thank you for joining us.
Young Lee there, Budge, I'll say, he gives me the news about the under-21s at Leeds.
All right. Okay.
So he was telling me all about Perkins and the goals he scored and how well he's done.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Anton says, to be fair, apart from those two mistakes, he has been a great addition, and it was a matter of time before he moved into right back. Yeah, I'd agree with that. No player is infallible, and every player makes mistakes. I'm not blaming it all on Kehrer for our bad start to the season, but if the defence doesn't improve, it's going to be a long, hard season. I agree, Eamon, and it seems kind of crazy that I'm saying this, but we've got Craig Dawson, an ageing centre back who has probably been the best £3 million that anybody's ever spent in any league. For me, he's been an absolute sensation. We've got Kurt Zuma, who's also prone to a mistake, as is, Dawson. They're all prone to mistakes, and sometimes one mistake can lose you a game, and you're quite right. One mistake can also lose a manager his job, but they have to be in pretty dire straits for that to happen. I don't think we were in dire straits. We were heading that way, and we've managed to steer ourselves
We're not the
away
only
from it.
team whose defence needs to improve, but look at Liverpool, mate. They've got, regarded some of the best players in the world in their back four, and they're struggling as shit. All of a sudden they've got the best centre half in the world as far as I'm concerned, but they're leaking goals, they're conceding up until tonight, obviously. But they've not had a terrible start in Liverpool's eyes to their season, and there's been a few mistakes. Alexander Arnold now, he's getting some hell of a stick as being crap. Been one of the best players in the Premier League for the last 5 years. So, everyone goes through it. We just got to get better. As simple as that.
Yeah. Now, see, that annoys me, Anton, that you've had to put that up and I've had to read that, because today I've just been talking to my brother about a little trip away to Tenerife in March.
They do it February
So
then.
I might not be. No. We're going in March. We're celebrating my brother's birthday out in Tenerife. We're going
Lovely.
2 days after his birthday, but we're going on the 20th
that'd be great.
of March. Yeah, it'd be great. My first time to Tenerife, never been there. That's where Happy is right now. And who else is going to Tenerife? Somebody else was going there as well. I can't remember who it was now. Right, so just absolutely love Big Doors though. He is the nut. So wish we could keep him. I wish we could as well. Actually, Happy, to be fair. But the thing is, why are we relying on a central defender of that age? I know experience and etc. and demeanour and temperament are improved with age. I know that. With most people anyway. But I feel that we shouldn't be relying on Dawson to inspire the rest of the defence. I think we should be relying on someone like Zuma to do that, and hopefully Aguerd when he's back. Maybe Eamon had a bit of a point where he's not really a great centre back in Kehrer, but I do think he's a quality right back.
We'll see.
But
yeah,
I'm not quite so sure. I think we should be relying more on the younger central defenders because
I don't know, mate. Sometimes, mate, central defenders.
What happens when Dawson
they
leaves
can be at their
or
best
retires?
after 30. They
No,
can be at their
we're
best
gonna lo-
after 30 years of age.
Yeah, but we're going to lose Oggy and Dawson at the end of this season. We know we are.
More than likely, yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's two of our most in-demand centre-backs. By in-demand, I mean ones that us as fans like to see play. They're the two of the most in-demand centre-backs, and yet we're going to lose them both at the end of this season. Who have we got to replace them with?
Unless somebody can convince Dawson to stay. Yeah. But Dawson's been an absolute hero for us, I think. Absolute.
Best £3 million anybody's spent in the last 10 years, mate.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh,
I don't
fantastic.
care. He's always got a mistake in him, Budgie, mate. But his commitment and his effort, you just cannot fault. And he's brilliant. He's a great player, man.
And he was very, very clever with that penalty against Fulham the other day,
wasn't he? Yeah, that was just experience.
Yeah,
just total experience. Sucked him in.
Yeah, he did. But in fairness, the referee spoke to that player 3 times, and like was it Fornells that went up to him? I think it was Fornells. No, Creswell went up to the referee and said to him, "Look, you have to have a word with him 3 times, ref." And the ref went, "Yeah, I know." and give the penalty. I thought Dawson was very, very, very clever in that particular little bit of play. It was very good. And then Bowen stepped up and showed why he should be our penalty taker from here on in.
No, that's when you got an older head, mate. Yeah, and he knew. You can't, if the referee tells you twice and you continue to do it, well, you're a bit of an idiot as well. And he did. So, and Dawson knew he would.
He was lucky not to get carded. Actually, he didn't get carded, did he? Do you know what I mean? He didn't card him.
I presume he did for the penalty. Yeah, I think he did. But
I didn't see a card being produced.
I'm pretty sure I did.
But then I wasn't really looking at him. I was looking down at the
celebrations.
I was looking down at the celebrations at the West Ham fans. It was hilarious. Honestly, it's such a good atmosphere in that stadium. Kieran, you know, when your FBI wanted listing goes off and you're allowed back in the country, you got to come to the stadium with me, mate. You've got to when you do get back over at the Blighty, and you know you're going to be coming over for a game definitely. So
I've just got to get that. I've got to get that false passport sorted first. Once I get that sorted, I'll be there.
Yeah, mate. It's that great train robbery. That's the one that fucked you up. You know, you should never have got involved in that one, mate. I'm telling you. I warned you at the time. Don't do it. Don't do it. You said, "Nah, I'll be all right, bud. Don't you worry, mate."
We've got a good plan.
Fuck, you know, we were both about 3 years old when that happened, as it happens.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, if I get there, mate, I don't go to the pubs and do singing, okay? You can do that. I ain't doing that. Right?
All right. But you're coming to the Carpenters. There ain't no argument. You're coming. Because there ain't no way you're going to turn down going for a beer. Have a lovely plastic cup. You'll love it. It's great. And all the singing goes on. You don't have to sing. I mean, look at Happy. Happy's dad, he comes to the Carpenters. Now, bear in mind, he's a bit older than us, right? And a little bit more fragile than us. And he comes to the Carpenters where it's packed and he enjoys it. But he don't sing along to all the songs. He might sing along to Bubbles now and again, not every time. But he'll have a great time. He has a whale of a time now. And he don't sing to many of the songs, but, you know, it's all good, man.
You never make the station. That's the only song I used to sing.
Which one?
You'll never make the station to the away support.
Brilliant.
Anyway. No.
I've got to stop doing that to myself. Yeah. Whenever I light a fag up, I get a horrible cough. It's only when I ever light them up. Maybe I should just have a permanent fag and never have to light it. Hopefully a Gwed will be an upgrade on Dawson and Oggy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're all hoping for, Eamon. You know, that's definitely what we're all hoping for, mate. Right, what's this? Has anyone seen how Hans Vankenen has been doing since the window? Hans Vankenen? No, I haven't. I didn't even give him a second thought, if I'm honest with you. Agued looked mental in pre-season, that cross. Do you know, it's been so long, I don't even remember it, if I'm honest with you.
I know he's done a couple of good things.
Yeah, I don't remember it because, you know, there was so much other stuff going on and there's been so much stuff going on since. But, you know, the one thing is that when he does come back, it'll be like having a new signing again.
Of course it will. Exactly that, hopefully. He gets back from that injury and it hasn't affected him.
And hopefully he'll be keen to impress and to stabilise his, you know, his position inside. Stabilise? That's not the right word. Cement his position. You know, So I think Dawson deserves his move rather than being stuck as a bit part player for us. The thing is, Eamon, he's kind of an essential player for us. He's not just a bit part. He's brilliant with the morale and everything.
It's one of them,
yeah.
Bud. He's become a bit of a cult hero for us, Dawson. And, if it's a family matter thing that, he needs to be back with his family and not doing all this travelling, I'd hate to see him go, but I think we should wish him all well and let him do it. If that's better for his life. I'd hate to see him go, but he's been such a great player for us. I'd let him do whatever he really wanted to do, to be honest.
So, in answer to Happy's question about Hans Vankenen, he's played 11 games in the league, 2 goals and 1 assist. And Happy says, "Cheers, Anton. Glad we didn't sign him now." In Champions League, 4 games, no goals or assists. Thank you, Anton. See, Mr. Stato, Part 2, 2.0. That's only because he's got time to look on his laptop, really, to be fair. Agree, Eamon. Once Aguerd is back, we will hardly see Dawson. That's probably very true, which is a real shame, in my opinion, because Dawson's kind of, for me, he's earned himself a place in the starting 11 whenever he wants it. You know what I mean? He's been that good for us. Been that bloody good.
Yeah, but even by the time he's really back again, it's going to be half the season. And look, you know what it's like with injuries, mate. Zuma could get injured, and then you'll need Dawson, and injuries come and go in a long season like this, especially how it's all crammed in. With stupid World Cup in the middle of it. So he might not be first pick, but I'm sure he'll get opportunities in the cups as well. He'll still be a massive player for us. He'll still be a big part of the squad.
Eamon says his favourite chant was "You're going home in a London ambulance."
Yeah,
I thought it was more that.
Yeah, we didn't use the London bit, mate. It was that's the bit we used.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the bit. Yes. So, have you read any of Cass's books, by the way?
I think I read one of the early ones. I did because I do remember.
Congratulations, you've just met the ICF.
Yeah, I do remember my very first away game out of London. I said to you before, but was Wolves away. We won 1-0 from a Graham Paddon shot from the halfway line, and there was no cameras there to see it, unfortunately. Graham Paddon is the best goal he's ever scored in his life. It was from the halfway line and it hit the top corner. And I'm pretty sure when I read one of these books there, Cass, that was the first game that he actually got nicked for West Ham at that game. So I just remembered that bit. Yeah, I went, shit, I was at that game. I was at that one.
Yeah, I've got, obviously, that You're Going Home in a Kin Ambulance. I've also got Congratulations, You Met the ICF, and one that he co-wrote. Hang on 1 minute, I'll grab it while I'm talking about it. I might as well grab it. Here we go. Right. Doop. Right, so this is the first book that I know of that Cass wrote.
Yeah, I think that's the one. It could be the one I want.
Yeah,
that's Bill
that was
Gardner.
the first one.
Bill Gardner at the front, isn't it?
Yeah, that's him. That's Bill. Yeah, right at the front there.
Yeah.
And he also co-wrote with Rob Sylvester this Rolling with the 657 Crew.
All right. No, don't know that.
I haven't actually read this one through yet. I've read the first couple of paragraphs, and I will get into it. But the thing is, I got this, and then I got his new one. So I started reading this as well. Eh?
You got plenty of reading material, mate.
Yeah, I can only read one at a time. Oh, I've got a few player books. In fact, I'm still waiting for my Julian Dix book, The Terminator, because I've had it signed by him. I'm just waiting for it to be returned. It's only been about 8 months. Anyway, I could go and pick it up, you know. I actually could go and pick it up. Happy says, met Cass at the Wolves game, and Christ, his hands are huge like shovels. Yeah, he's a big lad. He's a big lad.
The big love, mate. I remember, you know, when we used to get on the trains going up north and that, and you see Cass, God, man, it was a man mountain. You think,
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. But, you know, he's such a genuine guy, you know, and I said to him, I said, look, I know you probably get asked this all the time, can I get a selfie with you as well? He was like, yeah, of course you can, mate. You know, it was like nothing to him, you know, it didn't faze him, didn't bother him. And, like, you know, he probably gets it all the time, you know, no matter where he goes, he probably get noticed, recognised. Can I get a selfie? Blah, blah, blah. You know.
Yeah.
But he's a real gracious guy. Yeah.
One of the last games I went to Upton Park, Kehrer, I saw him there. You know, I flew over from Australia. My mate, I think it was a Newcastle game at home, and I saw him there at the back of the South Bank there. And and he looks bigger. He looks bigger. I hadn't seen him for 25 years. You know, since I'd moved to Australia. So I went, wow.
So just, you know, so that people are aware, as you can see down in the corner of the screen underneath me, Old School in association with Old School FC. And as we are in association with FC, Old School FC, I love that bit of music.
Love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there it is. Well, we're kind of an hour and 45 minutes in.
That went quick.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I know, yeah. Anything you want to chat about before we wrap things up, mate?
Okay, no, it's, you know, from that terrible start to the season, things are looking better.
Yes.
They're not quite Rolls Royce yet, but they're looking better. And, you know, I'm hoping we just continue improving it and start to enjoy the games more, because we went for a while there where we didn't, did we? And it'd be nice we start enjoying the games. And I do believe when we do get firing and all cylinders and everyone is bedded in and, you know, we start to play as a good team, I can see us giving someone a touch-up. I mean, there'll be a game come along in the next couple of months. Yeah. I reckon we're going to stick 5 past someone. That's what will happen. But I don't think we're there yet, but hopefully.
No. Yeah, stick 5 past the team. Skamaka hat-trick. Brace from Bowen. And all 5 of them assisted by Paqueta.
Well,
yeah.
That's a good game.
Good evening, Mandy. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Good evening, Helen. Ladies, unfortunately, I don't know where you've been, but we've been live for an hour and 45 minutes, and we're talking about wrapping up, and we're getting people joining us. Yeah. And welcome to another another edition of Insomniacs Anonymous. Crikey, you lot must have insomnia coming in here at this time of night. Bless them. I think we've got some. I think we've got some very interesting football coming our way in the near future, mate. You know, with the likes of the new guys that we've signed, we've got Cornet to come back, we've got Aguerd to come in. I think it's all looking forward, mate. I don't see us looking back now. You know, some of the older players have been with us for a while now. They're beginning to move on and that, and we'll see a completely new West Ham, and it'll be a completely new West Ham challenging for silverware. That's what I want us to see. Hey, Budgie, let's do the most attacking lineup possible, she says. All right, okay. Right, so we could have, well, it's got to be Areola in goal, isn't it? And then you just have all your midfielders and your attacking midfielders and your strikers.
Yeah.
No, I'd actually like us to start with Antonio. With Skamaka and use Antonio as an impact sub, but it looks more
Mandy.
likely
No,
to
we've
have,
done a bit Mandy. We put Antonio and Skamaka up front. Bang.
yeah, that would be nice.
Hey.
How about like a 4-3-3 with Antonio out on the left, Bowen out on the right, and Skamaka running the line in the middle.
Paqueta
behind him, Rice
there,
and
mate.
Socek, or
Take
Rice
him to
and
the
Downs.
cleaners.
And
Take him to the cleaners.
Emerson on the left, Kehrer on the right, Dawson and Zuma in the middle, or Oggy. Probably more likely to be Oggy tomorrow night, actually, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it will be.
But yeah, that would be that would be quite a thing.
But it'd be something to see, wouldn't it? If you went with your strongest, most attacking lineup. My word.
Yeah, midfield: Rice, Downs, Benny, Paqueta, Skamaka, and Bowen. Yeah,
could do a bit of damage.
Yeah, or Paqueta and Rice. Yeah, I don't think Rice and Paqueta in the middle would work too well.
I'd like that. No, I'd like that.
I think he'd need to be in front of them, a 3-man midfield.
But you know, if you only playing that one defensive midfielder, Paqueta next to Rice would be a great idea. Just have Rice.
Well, yeah, that would be very dynamic, but I think it'd leave us exposed at times. I think it might leave us exposed a little.
It's only Anderlecht, mate. They're rubbish. We'll smash them.
Yeah, we said that about Kidderminster, and it took fucking Rice to come on to change things. Jesus, he had to literally grab that one by the scruff of the neck.
Well, that was a dire one, wasn't it? That was a dire one, that game.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Pico says he'd put Antonio back to right back.
Rolling back the years.
Yeah, he'd do a job there, wouldn't he? He definitely would do a job there. Right, guys and girls, I think we're going to wrap things up an hour and 50 in. Want to thank everybody that's joined us. Don't forget to hit the like button, please. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. If you're not already a member of the channel, please consider that. There's a little button where it says subscribe and that says join. Click on that. There's a tier listing of how you can become a member of the channel to help us out. Don't forget, there's daily content coming out on the channel from Russ and from Anton. And also keep your eye out for Holly's tweet all about it. That's quite an interesting watch. I watch that every week. It's really quite interesting. Lots of stuff coming out. Previews, reviews, live watch-alongs from time to time, I would imagine. All sorts going on. All sorts. So, as I said, hit that notification bell so that you're notified of every time we go live. Also, don't forget to have a look on Green Street Elites. There's some content over there from myself and Kieran.
Yeah.
Right.
Done, son. Put it right.
There's interviews on there from other people, including Russ and Russie B and Anton, of course, and other guys have all been interviewed by myself. So, yeah, that's worth having a look. Green Street Elites. Give it a look, give it a like, give it a subscribe, all that lovely stuff. And
unfortunately, Budgie, I will be missing for a little while now.
That's true. We are going to be missing Ernie for a couple of weeks because he's got some work to do and there's no internet coverage where he is. He's in the outback. He's got to ride a crocodile to work every day. And
Yeah, it's going to
so
be tricky.
so well, yeah. If you
Staying up there
if
during
you
the
get
week.
any signal and you can come in, I'll still
Yeah,
send the link to you. You can still
yeah,
pop
you can
in,
send
but
links. Yeah.
we are going to have a guest presenter with me next week and the week after. Not sure who that's going to be yet. I'll discuss that with Anton and Russ after the show, or at some point after the show. But we will have somebody else in. You never know. Could even be Happy and Marette. That'd be fun.
No chance.
Yeah, it's not happening, is it?
No,
Oh dear, it's just not going to happen. Yes, thank you guys. Everybody, please like the stream. Oh, hang on, Mandy. Have you got hiccups or something? You got like 3 times. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, so that's it from us until next week, which we will have more to talk about. Hopefully, we will talk about topping the group. And hopefully we will have a decent game against the Saints next week, or this week, I should say, at the weekend. If you're going to the game tomorrow night, I'll be there. Keep your eye out. If you see me, come and say hello. I don't buy it. I can't. I ain't got any teeth. But come and say hello. Come and give us a minute or two of your time. It's nice to see the people in the flesh, you know. It was actually quite good at the Fulham game. I had 2 or 3 people say to me, I know who you are, you're Budgie. It was quite nice. But yeah, pop over and say hello. You'll see me about. I'll either have Budgie number 8 on my back or Pete Stall 33. But it'll usually be Budgie. It'll probably be this shirt. But yes, so till next week. I will see you then. Obviously, we won't see you, Kieran. But if you can, pop in. It'll be great to see you. Yeah, but take care of yourself. Stay away from them black mambas and fucking funnel web spiders and all them sort of crazy things. If you're out in the outback, mate, you know. And them kangaroo crocs are dangerous as well, mate. I've heard. They jump out of the water and
I'm not
fucking
that far
bite
from the ocean there. I might actually get to see the ocean again.
So, watch out for the whites then. The old great whites.
I'm going up there. I'm meant to be going up Monday and come back on the Friday each week that we do it and just see how long it takes to get it done. Yeah. So I'm not sure how long it'll be, but it's quite inconvenient, but I have to do it.
Well, if you want to, when you do get home at the weekend, if you do get a chance to see any of the games that are on while you're away, when you're at the weekend, if you want to do a little 2-minute or 1-minute sort of video and send it over to me, I'll always play it on the Wednesday. I'll upload it and play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you want, while you're away. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Steve Irons 80, he's in the house. Hello, Steve. Thank you for commenting, mate. I don't know how long you've been here, but we kind of decided we're going to go. We've been going for 1 hour and 55. We're hanging it out for the 2 hours, so you can get your money's worth. Kieran, it's always a pleasure chatting with you, mate. I'm going to miss you next week, but I'll try and hold up your end somehow.
You'll be right, mate. You'll be right, sir. You might get more views.
Well, you never know. I might even be able to persuade Anton's dad to come in and join me for the week.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to see Jim. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, mate. It'd be great. And,
he ain't doing 2 hours with you, though, I'll tell you.
If what?
He's not doing 2 hours with you.
No, I doubt he will.
Hard enough to meet us off here for 2 hours.
Hey, you cheeky fuck up. What's up with you? Jesus. That's sad wrong with you. I'm going to have words with your son about you.
Yeah, but I can say anything I like because you're not bumming into me, so fucking have a go at me. So
I would never do that to you, Kieran. Come on, mate. I would never have a go at you.
No, No, thanks for
Right.
that, mate. And I'll catch you whenever I
Brilliant.
can.
Lovely to chat with you, mate. And stay safe, stay healthy, stay in touch if you can. You know what I mean?
Will.
Yeah, mate, just look after yourself while you're out and about, buddy, because it's a
I'll be
fucking
right,
jungle out there, mate.
I'll be
It's a
right.
jungle.
I know what to do if I get a snake bite. I've been told. Sounds sweet.
Yeah. Snake bite, it's a terrible drink. It's a terrible drink.
I know.
Especially the way they do it over the road here. They put the Pernod in it as well, mate. Oh, it's fucking awful. It's lethal. We had a night of them a few weeks back.
No, not good for you.
No. Right, guys. So don't forget, like the stream, please, and subscribe to the channel. If you see me at the stadium tomorrow or in the Carpenters, I may even get in the supporters club. Give me a shout. Say hello. I'm going to see if I can get in one or two of the pubs around tomorrow. I'll have my brother with me, so he'll want to get into a few pubs, no doubt. He loves a bit of a pub crawl. Guys, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. It's been a pleasure interacting with chat, obviously. We'll sign out with a little video, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Bye-bye. All the best,
Come
mate.
on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons. Let's have it.